Hey up, we're back. Thank you for coming back for part 2 of the big trip, if you have come back, or welcome if you're here for the very first time. This was the leg I'd driven over from Hungary over to Calais, and in the part 1, and documented that to a reasonable extent. This one we did Dover to Dover. I'm going to call it Dover to Dover, this section. 3,235 kilometres or 2,010 miles, whichever way you want to look at it. There's a bit of charging, a bit of the stuff the journey through, but also this time I've included some shortish clips of visiting some old haunts, York, Knaresborough, Ripon, while I was visiting family in Harrogate. So hopefully you'll enjoy it, and if you do, please press the like, subscribe, share, all that sort of stuff. Put a comment down. If you don't like it, tell me why you don't like it. What is it about it? And now I know the sound quality. I do apologise. The sound quality is pretty grim on a couple of bits. Now, that won't happen anymore, hopefully, because I did get what do you call it, clip-on mic thing for Christmas. But before that, I obviously didn't have it, so it wasn't used prior to that. But anyway, if you can like, subscribe, all that, it would really be appreciated, and we'll see how it goes. I'm off the ferry, uneventful, even though it's very windy, in the middle of Storm Bert, hitting the south of England at the moment. 6 superchargers here at Maidstone. Literally it says stop for 5 minutes, so I will be stopping for about 5 minutes, making one quick phone call and then disappearing. But on my way up to St Albans, and hopefully this wind will drop, because I'm going up to Manchester later today. I'm actually at the wrong supercharger here. I thought I was going to Rugby Services, but I didn't look when I was because I was sticking an extra stop in. I thought, oh, I'll just stop for 15 minutes. And rather than try and get to Kiel with 2% or something, it was trying to tell me, so I thought I'll stop here for 10-15 minutes, then stop at Kiel. But I just didn't read it properly. I'm at the Junction 1 retail park. I think there's 12 chargers here, or is it 16? 12 I think, open to all. So of course there's 2 of the bays already blocked off for cars that are on the wrong side, so that's always a bit annoying. But anyway, 15 minutes is all it needs. But talk about busy. Ooh, really blocked up traffic. It's taken me about 15 minutes to do the last 2 miles, due to numerous visits to the hospital to see a family member on the Manchester Road in Bolton. Having to pay for a charge for a change, but good services. These are up to 135 kilowatts per hour, which more than does mine. 110 I think it is, maxes out mine, 120 maybe. It was very handy that the Octopus energy guy was there. I was using the Electroverse card, having problems on this Bay 1, and then it turns out he had as well, so it wasn't user error. The worrying fact there is there's only 4 chargers, so 25% fail rate. I've never seen that at a Tesla one. I've had where there's been 1 or 2 Tesla units down, but certainly not 25%. And it's nice to see up here where they've got all the adverts for the shops and everything, 65 pence per kilo, advertised nice and clearly up there with the fuel prices. Here at Birch Services on the M6 eastbound, or is it M6? No, M60, I think it's the M60 eastbound, this one. Or 12 superchargers, all occupied. But at least I got a space, so no waiting time. But anyone coming now is going to have to wait a little bit. But obviously a very popular site, and one of the moto services. There is some other superchargers over the other side for non-Teslas. I'm pretty sure these are Tesla only. We're about to set off from the Manchester area up to Aberdeen. Now I'm leaving with 81%. Normally we'd go from here, we'd go straight up the M6 over to Glasgow, or up to Glasgow, and then across the A9 or something up that way over to Aberdeen. But one of the daughters has bought a second-hand electric vehicle. She's bought an MG5 from a dealership up in Sunderland. So this time we're having we're going over from the Manchester area over towards Leeds, up via Ripon, up the A1 and up to Sunderland, and we'll pick the car up there, and then I'll drive the Tesla and Karen's going to drive the MG5 up to Aberdeen. Not so good, not so happy with the dealership when they say, oh, we can't guarantee there's much charge in it. Right, they've got chargers there, put the bloody charge in. But anyway, they said there's a charger nearby. They haven't even provided charging cables with this, which I think's a bit off, but there you go.
In 500 feet,
but we're going to get the car and we'll keep it informed and see how that goes and make sure it all goes smoothly. To me, it's not a bad looking car, this. Certainly do the job. They've got a smaller car at the moment, Fiesta, so it'd be much better with the pushchair and everything that they've got for the kids. So hopefully it'll be all right. Karen seemed to like driving it so far. I'm just charging at the Washington Campanile Hotel. Now it did stay here for 45 minutes to get up to like 95% to get up to Edinburgh, but I ain't doing that. So there's one in between, there's a charger somewhere in between, I can't remember. So I'll do about 15-20 minutes here. I think that gets me enough juice to get to the one in between, something opposite Bamborough, and then charge up there, and then might have to stop at Edinburgh anyway, or hopefully one further up. But we're looking for chargers for the MG where we can charge both vehicles, where there's Tesla and non-Tesla chargers at the same place, so we can charge both cars. Quick update there, the dealership were actually very good. The car was charged to 83%, they'd found a granny cable and a Type 2 which they'd left in the car. We drove up, didn't film it, we stopped at an Instavolt at a McDonald's, can't remember where, just to put some charging for the MG, and I stopped for 15 minutes somewhere with a Tesla charger, can't remember where actually. But on the way up, and that was it. Got us up from Sunderland, 15-minute stop for me, about a 25-minute stop for the MG, and that goes up to Aberdeen comfortably. So all good. I'm at the Aberdeen Tesla service station. 8 superchargers here. I think they're open to all actually. Not 100% sure, but it is a very, very busy site and limited to 80% charge. So I'm just coming up to about 75%, so I'm going to be on my way. Got enough to get me down to my well, I'm going down to Paisley tomorrow, and I think we'll probably stop maybe Dundee, but it's a bit early, probably Perth more likely. So stop at the supercharger there, and then on our way to Paisley before we go down to Yorkshire. We've arrived at the Perth Broxton supercharger. Set off from Aberdeen with 61%. He said I would arrive, well, I was going to go to Dundee actually. I was going to go to Dundee Services, the supercharger, but the map was showing that there was a waiting time of about 10 minutes plus there, so I thought no, we can make it to Perth. Said we'd get here with 8%, but we arrived with 11. Took the back roads, nice easy drive down, and took it steady, and we got here with 11%. We're just charging up. I'll take it to about 82, 83, and then we're going on our way to Paisley before we go down to Yorkshire. But I'll have a look at the chargers here. Here's the other chargers I was talking about. Charge for Scotland, are they 7 kilowatt or 22? Bring your own cable. Doesn't actually say on here, or does it? 7 kilowatt, 7.4 kilowatt. So if you're here all day on the park and ride or a few hours, it's very handy. And then there's some rapid chargers over here. How many is there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rapid chargers for other vehicles. So the others will be Tesla only. But a nice stop, this one. It's actually a big park and ride hub, this. So there seems to be a heck of a lot of buses coming through, Flix buses, long distance ones, local ones, everything, and park and ride, lots of different car parking spots, so plenty of space for everyone. There's even a camper van waste water disposal, which is handy. I wonder if that's on Park for Night. We've arrived at the Tesla supercharger at Lark Hall, which is just south of Glasgow. 2 minutes off the M74, very easy access. 16 Tesla superchargers, V4s, open to all. Very easy access, very easy parking. Lovely hotel, the Radstone Hotel. Nice coffees, although anybody who's got an EV, hybrid, anything to do with it, follow Fair Charge, get on the Fair Charge channel, support them. So a nice place to have a coffee, this. And I had a really nice night with friends last night in Paisley, and we're on our way down to Harrogate now. So we'll do this stop. I could stop, it says, for 50 minutes here to charge to get to Harrogate. Arrive there with about 8%. So I'm going to do maybe 25-30 minutes here, and then we'll stop somewhere else for 20 minutes on the way down, and I've got plenty when I get to Harrogate as well. After Larkhall, we took the decision to stop at T-Bay services. It's always one of our favourites. Obviously Gloucester services, T-Bay services, and I forgot the other one that they own up in Scotland, but definitely good services if you're passing them. One of the few downsides of T-Bay is that there's 12 superchargers up there. It's just not enough. Very, very busy services, very, very popular. There are other chargers for non-Teslas, obviously. I think it was on Dave Takes It On channel. If you like that one, that's a good channel. I think there's a load of new Tesla chargers going in here, probably other chargers as well, but certainly small Teslas, which it needs, because it's all right now, but when we were on the way down, it said there were 7 chargers free at one point out of 12. And then 20 minutes before we got here, it went down to 5-minute wait. I was panicking, but we got one of 2 spots that were vacant when we actually pulled into the place. So if you haven't been to T-Bay services before, north or southbound, this is what they're like. It's a private, well, it was privately owned. I don't suppose it is now, maybe, I don't really know. But not like your normal standard service stations. It's got a farm shop, farm bakery, lots of things for sale. It's all a bit pricey, I've got to say, but it's so much nicer than normal service stations. Look at all your fresh goods, your cheeses, your biscuits, your wines. Yeah, good counters, nice restaurants, all the meat, even a butcher's department in there, everything. We were going to stop at Todd Hill services on the way down. I could have stopped there, or Gretna even. There's a load of services down the M74 there for Tesla superchargers and others. But I thought we've got enough power. Get here with 10% in forecast. Got here with 12 line. So I thought we always like T-Bay, so we'll come down here and get on the charger here. I was just thinking there's some nice jumpers here. I know the wool, we shouldn't do it really, but when I looked at the price, 189 quid. Oh, not for me. This is the kitchen areas, all sorts of hot foods. There's really good choice everything here. But if you wanted all the pork pies, just everything, every meat product you can get, all the cheese, everything. This is the dining area. It is the middle of a Sunday afternoon now, late on Sunday, so it's quite quiet, but very pleasant. Now there is an Ioniq 6 just pulled into there, so it maybe is for other non-Teslas if you've got the membership, because you can't pay at the pump, you can't pay at the charger, but maybe if you've got the Tesla membership you can go on and use the Tesla chargers. We're having a day out in York, and really lovely place. I really like York. Very old worldy, obviously. The old Punch Bowl Inn, that's where we've just seen the sign for the Guy Fawkes, where he lived on Stonegate. We're on Stonegate, looking up towards the Minster there. We're here just a couple of days before Christmas, and this would win my award for the nicest decorated shop in York at this time. And possibly one of the best known streets in York is the Shambles, very oldie worldy, absolutely packed with tourists during the main tourist seasons. Not so popular back in the old days when they threw the old pea pots out the window like. We stopped at this Japanese restaurant for lunch. It was really, really good, and if you like Japanese food, obviously, it's somewhere I could quite easily recommend. And now on to what must be the best named street in the whole of the United Kingdom, Whipmawopmagate. Another day out, a bit of a trip down memory lane for me, one of my old haunts, Knaresborough. Lovely buildings, good history in Knaresborough, lovely place for a walk. So that's the rail. Well, the train going over just on cue. Well done, train. So that going over to towards Harrogate, does the line from York to Leeds and beyond, obviously. Yeah, I used to spend a lot of my youth down here. My godparents lived in that house there on the end on the right. He ran the boats for the Harrogate Council there and lived in the house. This is all new. And over at that side is the Mother Shipton's Long Walk and the Dropping Well. The petrifying well, which is the calcium in the rock, changing everything. The water drips on over a period of time into stone. So no boats out at this time of year. And I remember living in that, oh, not living in that house, but being in that house when the water was up to the back door. So it was a good flood that year. Didn't get inside, but it was close. And then up at the top there is the ruins of the castle. And up there we'll have a walk up there and get the view from up there. It's really nice. This building on the left, I'm not sure if it's private residences now, but it was a mill, and then during the war it was a parachute packing factory where some members of my dad's family worked, and then I don't know what it reverted to after the war, but played a big part apparently, packing so many parachutes per day. I spent 4 summers of my life working on the boats during the school holidays, flexing the muscles that I actually had then, trying to impress the girls that used to come on holiday here, and they'd come down and watch the boat lads working. Good times. Now that's the first I knew about its history of this house. Not seen that before. Spent many nights sleeping in here. So that bit was the dye house originally, and then it was one of the workshops for the boats when I was in my teens. And over there, the archway in the middle was another bit of a workshop. The houses to the right, they didn't have the bits at the top on. And they were rented out to the full-time workers on the boats. And then here, you can just see galloping steps. That is a lot of steps up to the top of there. It's actually 99 steps that takes you up to the railway station at the top of the hill. And then this was the main boathouse of the boats, which are very, very busy in summer. And for many years now, though, it's been the Marigold Cafe. Started off just in that bit, then they extended into there, and it's an extremely popular cafe. That was the ticket office for the boats. Many, many hours spent in there, and quite often on rainy, cold days, there was maybe 2 or 3 customers all day for the boats. Still got paid, so it wasn't bad. And over where that building is on the end there, very nice residential apartments now, and there's a weir there, so it's all nice. The name for locals used to be Crag Rats, that's Knaresborough Crag. And my mum and my auntie, at one, they had this cafe for a couple of seasons. You rented it He ran that for a couple of seasons, and I think he got too much work for him, I don't know. The lovely riverside walks, goes for about 2 miles or so, maybe a bit longer. Really quiet at this time of year, heaving in summer. And this one's not 99 steps, I can't remember how many, but it's still a long trek up to the castle. Certainly not wheelchair friendly this end, so but if you're fit and able, it's a nice little walk up to the town centre. This is about halfway up the steps. Probably the most iconic view of Knaresborough, or maybe from the top actually. The old mill, now private residences, as I said. War Memorial, Bowling Green, Castle Museum, parts of the what's left of the castle, not a lot. This bit is often referred to as the surprise view, because if you walk from the town that way, you come round the corner and you get this. So anybody visiting the town and parking in the town itself gets a really nice view of that. Here in the market square we have two of Knaresborough's famous people. Blind Jack Metcalfe, road builder, built many roads throughout the UK. He was blind, and then Mother Shipton, she's got the petrifying well. That's when she was in the prettier days. All the pictures you see here, she's a right ugly mare. A big annual event in June in Knaresborough is the bed race, where basically converted hospital type beds are decorated into floats. There's competitions for the best decorated float, and then they race around the town. I'm not sure of the length of the circuit, I think it's about 3 miles. Maybe not as much as that actually, but in the original days of the bed race they would come over the railway line and then have to come down this hill and down to the bottom. This bit's been taken out of the race now. They go down the high street as there were too many injuries, and I'm not sure if there was a fatality, but certainly there were some serious injuries down this bit. On the end of the road by the bridge there we have the World's End pub, and the reason it's called that is this is Knaresborough Bridge, not the viaduct, just the Knaresborough Bridge. And one of Mother Shipton's prophecies, that's the entrance to Mother Shipton's caves over there. One of Mother Shipton's prophecies was that if the bridge fell down 3 times, it would be the end of the world. And apparently it's collapsed twice and there's a crack in it, so beware. I referred earlier to the Knaresborians as crag rats. There we are, evidence of it there. If you do visit Knaresborough, I suggest using Cunningham Hall car park. That one. It's very cheap. But if you are in an EV, they have the 7 kilowatt chargers here. Don't know the price. I think it's the same as Harrogate. I think it's 42p or 40p per kilowatt hour. It's decent anyway. It's only 7 kilowatt. But while you're out, if you need a top up, good spot for it. The car parking continues a long way up there, another 200 cars or so up there, and there's some lovely walks all around here. So we're on another day out. This time it's in Ripon, about 11 miles north of Harrogate. It's at Ripon Cathedral. Quite a magnificent building, this one. From the 7th century it dates, this one, and it's got one of the oldest crypts, if not the oldest in England. Maybe not the oldest, but certainly one of the oldest. Really is a lovely building, and founded by St Wilfrid, who brought Christianity to this part of the world. And yeah, I'll just go around here and get a better view. It is freezing today, freezing cold, a bit of wind. We're well wrapped up, but it is quite a nice view. lovely cathedral. I've been inside it 4 or 5 times, that's all. But very impressive. Ripon itself is one of the smallest cities in Britain. Obviously it was a city in the days when cathedral meant something about getting a city. I don't think it does so much now. On Kirkgate. We're going to go for something to eat up here and get warmed up. It's nice to see vegans being catered for in a good way rather than just one or maybe 2 options. Well, the food certainly looks alright. Panini, vegan panini, and a cauliflower pie, cauliflower, spinach and lentil pie. Chips, peas, not chips, chips and gravy and mixed veg. Well, they were decent portions, and as per usual, we've left the bits we didn't like. Lovely. Now I'll give the cafe a good rating on YouTube, and I will give it a good rating on Google Maps. One thing that they won't get a good rating for, and I hope the cafe read it on Google's reviews, is my latte cost 20p more than Karen's Americano standard, and then a 50p extra for oat milk. So that's 70p extra for a dash of oat milk. Not really on. Why they charge extra for oat milk I can understand, because it's slightly more expensive than milk. 70p a cup more expensive? I don't think so. Get them prices down for the extras. We enjoyed the amusing slogans written onto wood that was on each table. As I said at the beginning, the sound went bad, so it totally failed here at Ripon Marketplace. But here's the cabman's shelter, an old Victorian style. It's been rebuilt several times. I mean, it's nothing like the original. You've got the Unicorn Hotel there, which now are Weatherspoons with rooms. Nice pub, nice pub actually. And then the market cross. Now every evening at 9 p.m. the horn blower comes out. I'll tell you a bit more about that in a minute. That's the town hall and the old Wakeman's. I think it was just a town hall, but that's where the Wakeman used to come out from. Now, the Wakemen would guard the city on a night. They were the inspiration for Robert Peel and the Peelers originally. And then they would wake people up in the morning, hence the Wakeman. So, a well-decorated Christmas tree not, eh? Bloody hell. And then right in the very corner there on the left-hand side is the Wakeman's house. That's where the Wakeman actually lived back in the days. Here on the square, not like it used to be when it were a proper city with the Claro Barracks, the teacher training college, and lots of fighting, and Mad Fridays and all the Christmas times. They used to have like a big cage on the market square. They used to just chuck all drunks in. Not allowed to do it for the last 30 years or so, but used to keep them all quiet for a while. But yeah, the horn blower comes out 9 p.m. every evening and blows his horn at the corner of each of the square to sound the watch. It's a lovely old city, is Ripon. There's quite a bit of history of it. People tend to go there in the summer for the Ripon races. Nice course, nice little course, very friendly. And it is a city worth visiting. I'm at the Harrogate Supercharger, which is on the southern outer edge of Harrogate towards Leeds. Very, very busy charger this. It's only got 6 Tesla superchargers. They're open to all, and it's one of those stations where they limit you to 80% unless you actually override it yourself. You can override it if necessary. I won't be. I've got enough. I'm setting off tomorrow morning down to St Albans, picking up one of the daughters as well and a boyfriend down near St Neots on the way down. But we'll have plenty of charge. We'll be stopping anyway to charge, so I'm not worried about having too much charge in the car. But it needs more chargers here. We're at a garden centre food. Well, it used to be a garden centre. It's more of a food hall and restaurant now. It's a place called Wheaton's. That's who own it. They have a very exclusive in Harrogate itself, and they've got this one. It is expensive, but there is a nice cafe, toilets here, everything like that. Quite pricey, as I say, but really good quality stuff. It's got somewhere to go if you want a coffee, but we've just had lunch recently, so we're just sitting in the car and we'll watch a bit of the highlights from yesterday's football and charge here for what we got left 14 minutes. So we'll charge here for 14 minutes and then we'll be on our way. Well, we're just about to depart. It's 6:45. We're leaving off to go pick our passengers up. It's what we've got, 74% setting off with, and in 1 hour 33 minutes we should be somewhere down there, the supercharger at Grantham with 25%. Might stop before there, might stop after. We'll see how we're going, and we will have another stop after we've picked them up for a short charge, because I want to arrive in St Albans with around 35%. And you can set that now on the new super settings. Well, that was a nice easy drive down the A1M. We arrived here with 26%. There's 18 Tesla superchargers here. We're the only ones. How many of those are there? 12. And there's 12, whatever they are. I think the grid serve, aren't there? Yeah, 12 grid serve open to all the drivers, 2 cars there. So it's yeah, really easy. 65 mile an hour steady down the A1M, and arrived here with 26%. So go for a morning coffee now. It's still the version 2 chargers here, so I don't need my adapter. But it's amazingly quiet. The news was saying it could be one of the busiest travel days today and tomorrow. It's the 23rd of December, so at this time of the morning at the moment, very easy. 28th of December, a grey gloomy morning. Early start this morning, or not too early really, 7 o'clock-ish, but I've got to take another family member up to Luton Airport today. We're down at St Albans, just got 8% in the car, so I thought I'd better come and put some in. There's 32 Tesla superchargers here, spread over some that are just sort of like near the main block. I don't know if you can see right up there, there's another load up there. They're the version 2 chargers, these are the version 3s. And then there's 8 Apple Green chargers for non-Teslas available as well. Well supplied service is this. There's never actually a lot of headroom in this. It's like car crawl in, go to sleep, crawl out if you want to go to the loo or anything, or when you want to get out. But we could have even less headroom this time, because under the black bits here, we've got storage, we've got curtains, we've got towels that we've bought, 2 sets of curtains that you can't get in Hungary, that the ones that she likes. And so they're under the store in there, which should make it just okay though. You won't feel those, I don't think. And then we've got the mattress on. Then we've got Karen's extra mattress, because the other one's not soft enough for her. Don't know why, but it's not soft enough for her. And then we've also bought a new duvet and covers. So we're going to use them, and then the duvet that we should normally have over the top of us is going to be underneath, like an extra mattress, or it might be the other way around actually, it might be better. So it's going to be quite a little bit of headroom, just not a lot of headroom there, but there'll be enough hopefully. And then we've got to get all the rest of the bags in, which is alright when we're driving, and as long as they fit on the front seats when we're parked up, we should still be able to sleep in the car. Otherwise it's hotels on the way down, which will be 2 or 3 nights to Spain, and then hotels from Spain to Hungary as well if we can't fit in. Well, if you're still watching at this point, thank you very much. Please like and subscribe if you are enjoying it. The next trip will be down to Spain, from well, basically Dover over to Calais, Calais down through France, down to Spain. That'll be part 3 of the trip, another quite a long one, and hopefully you'll enjoy that as well.